Today, we are at the Museo de Arte Moderno in Mexico City, looking at a painting by Mexican artist Frida Kahlo.
This is a double self portrait titled Two Fridas, which she painted with oil in 1939, shortly after her divorce from Diego. Kahlo is known for her self portraits, which depict her personal pain and passion, which I feel she has done a great job with in this painting.
I agree with you. Let's take a moment to look at the stormy background. As you know, this image was painted immediately after her divorce from Diego. Now, the stormy background is there to represent her emotions at the time, how it was a dark period for her.
What also seems to show that is the hearts out in the open. They're very vulnerable, and I think that's her trying to pour her emotions out through this painting.
She's definitely trying to communicate with us her feelings. And since she's a surrealist artist, she's trying to step outside of the classical box of just showing tears by showing her exposed heart to us to show us that she is in pain.
Also, the look on either of their faces isn't exactly a very happy one, so that gives us a little clue too.
If I got a divorce, I would probably know exactly how she felt.
Hmm.
Like, really, Diego? How could you? But let's take a moment, speaking of Diego, and look at her hand, or at the blue Frida, which I'll refer to as traditional Frida for now. Uh, she has a small picture of her former husband as a child. What do you think that represents?
Well, I see these two Fridas are both holding hands. They're also joined by a vein which runs through both of them. I know that she is known for using veins and blood to represent union. So to me, it seems like she doesn't quite want to let go of Diego yet, or maybe she's still attached to him in some way.
I think you're right. But with that said, if you follow the line, follow that vein all the way across to the other side, you're gonna see that hemostat. You're gonna see that blood vein going into a broken heart, and then you're gonna see that she, as a nurse herself, has stopped the bleeding.
So she is this figuratively and literally cutting herself off from Diego?
I believe that she's trying to say that if she moves away from traditional Frida, the one that was created for Diego, she is able to then isolate those emotions and, yes, cut herself off and just move on from him.
And what do you mean when you say traditional Frida?
Well, Frida Kahlo was an upper class woman. Her family was well off. They really were not commoners. They were not peasants. You could say they were bourgeois, the upper class, or at least the upper middle class. But the woman that Diego wanted, he wanted her to embrace her Mexican heritage, her native roots, and to turn away from the Spanish influence.
Which I don't really see that fitting so well for Frida, seeing as she was so much of her own person.
I completely agree. Did you know that she was one of the first photographed cross dressers in our time period?
Actually, I think I do vaguely remember that.
My favorite one was a picture of her with her grandfather, and the grandfather had the scariest look in the world. But moving on, if we go back to her European, or, well, yeah, European Frida, you're going to notice that that's the one that has the broken heart.
Well, that's the true Frida.
That I agree. That is a true Frida. She gave that Frida up for Diego and was rejected by him. So,
I think this painting also shows that she's able to persevere and she has a lot of resilience.
yeah, definitely. Frida Kahlo was a very strong, determined woman. She was, by all means, a modern woman. She did, for a while, give in to her emotions with her love, and she was willing to subdue who she was. But with this one, she moved away and she's trying to just put an end to that memorable but still painful experience.
So I think she's doing that by painting this painting. So she's mourning the loss of Diego as well as moving on from him. Once the painting's done, maybe she doesn't need to think about it anymore.
I completely agree. This is her closure. This is Frida saying that Frida is dead. Long live Frida.